I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 12, Volume 4, I think. I've lost track. Yes, it's definitely Volume 4, or maybe not, I don't know, whatever volume it is, it's a volume of it. I'm a bit sicky this week, so you'll hear that in the recordings as we go along. We are doing Mel LaBelle in the comments. You'll see him. Mel LaBelle sent me a selection of tapes, so we are doing Mel LaBelle's tapes. So this week I'm kind of keeping it shorter, but I'm not because I'm doing 2 tapes. They look like the C15s, so we'll give it a try and we'll see what happens. So this one says it's got Ya Kung Fu on it, and it also says on the other side, it says it's got Crazy Cars. I always quite like Crazy Cars. And I like Ya Kung Fu. I thought they were really good conversions for the Spectrum. Well, it's not conversion. Crazy Cars is a game in its own right. I think every 10 levels the car mutates. But who wouldn't want to drive a Lamborghini? Because that's what it starts with. It's a Lamborghini to begin with. And Ya Kung Fu is an absolute stonking classic on the Spectrum. The next one on the top, and I can barely read it, and I'll pull it up there for you so you can have a look at it. It says Deviance, and I think it says Sumo, and is that Trashman again? Taskman, maybe? Either way, it doesn't have much else on it, realistically, beyond that sort of information. There's not an awful lot really there. So this one interests me. Funnily enough, for some reason, I did a video on Deviance, I think for the Amstrad CPC, and it's one of my highest viewed videos. It seems that people love Deviance, which makes me wonder really about the YouTube, to be honest with you. And then, because it was my birthday this week, it was my birthday, my birthday this week, a lovely friend, very much a friend to the channel, been with me for a long time now, Daryl sent me this. So I think without being rude, we'll have to do this. Now, Daryl collects Crash Smashes, and I don't remember which volumes they were, because I think it's like the first to about the 12th or something, the first year. So he collects the Crash Smashes from there, and he sent me a Crash Smash. He sent me the Wizard's Lair. So well, I don't think it would be rude not to. So we'll play that at the end. So without further ado, we'll get one of these into a tape drive. Okay, so the tape is in the drive, so we'll go down to basic. That's the way to do it, basic. And we'll do load dit. Now this should be Ya Kung Fu, and as I say, I always think this is quite a good conversion. Ya Kung Fu was one of the first sort of one-on-one beaters, but within in the arcade as well, and it was kind of a large open playing field versus one-on-one, which is kind of I think a new experience for a lot of people. And that's a good start. We're getting the old. I'll admit, when I listened to the beginning of this tape and I put it into the tape drive, I will admit it did sound a bit flat or toneless, which is probably not a good thing for a specky game, if that makes sense. I'll give it another try. Oh, I think this is the first real. I mean, I think we had a few failures a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? But I think this is the first real sort of initial sort of crash there of the whole thing. It is Volume 4, by the way. I was just checking now while I was while waiting for that. Right, that's not the best start. Right, let's pop it in the other tape drive and we'll try it from there. See if it works. I say the volume and the tone sounded a bit flat to me, like it was a little bit washed. Is the best word washed out? Maybe a little bit bleached in the whole thing. And if you can hear, by the way, from in the background here, and if you've watched some of my other videos, you'll hear that I've got lurgy. I've got a cold, I've got a cough, so I'll probably start coughing in the middle of this. I haven't got the dreaded COVID, so thankfully I haven't got that. But it doesn't mean that I'm feeling particularly well. I've just polished off a lovely Lemsip, or should I say, lemon suspension oral fluid, because it's I've gone with the generic brand, of course, of these things. But yeah, I've polished off one of those. Now I'm onto a cup of coffee, so it's just to keep keep me awake while I'm doing this. But yeah, I've had it pretty much all week, and I've been a bit grouchy from about Wednesday. My wife had it over the weekend, and it kind of
and I think it's kind of flawed us all, if that makes sense. We kind of all didn't expect to get there. The kids had it, brought it home from school. It's definitely not COVID because we did all the tests and all that kind of stuff. But it's just the nature of the beast, isn't it? They've all been away from each other all this time, and the blooming beasts have brought the thing back. So anyway, that's an aside. Let's see if we can get on with some things. But Yi Kung Fu was that arcadey one-on-one beater, and I always thought it was quite good on the Spectrum. I mean, it never. As a massive fan of Wave the Exploding Fist, it wasn't number one, but it wasn't far off, if that made sense. The one version of it I do remember playing that I really did enjoy, and that's really annoying me now. So I don't think I doubt there's going to be anything else because he looks like C15 tips. So I doubt there's going to be anything else on this. So I'm going to rewind that, I think, in this other drive. While we find it on the old PlayZX, because I think that's going to be the answer to the question here. Oops, drop the controller. Oh, not the controller, the remote control for my video recording equipment, because it's external, my video recording equipment, instead of connected to a PC or anything like that. Right, let's have a little look and see if we can find this thing here quickly. But yeah, Yi Kung Fu was just the version I saw was my friend had a cartridge version for his MSX, and I don't know what version of the MSX he had, because he was also the guy that I knew who had a Commodore Amiga A500, and then he had the half meg trapdoor extension. So they're pretty well loaded. Parents got that for him. And he wasn't really computer literate. When you get people get what I call computer literate, and only thing they do is they play games on it and then don't know much else about it. Well, that was him really. But anyway. I need coffee to clear that throat. Let me find this PlayZX thing, and we'll get this whirling and starting to load. So, but yeah, I can't spell Yi. Oh, there we go. Yi Kung Fu. That'll do nicely. Play. There we go. I told you I was going to start coughing. Sorry about that. Yeah, not the best at the moment with that, so I'm feeling sorry for myself at the same time as you do. But yeah, one of those things. But the MSX version of it is absolutely delicious because it has lovely colours and sort of very arcade feel, especially on the cartridge. Oh my God, they were so lucky to have that. But at the same time, the MSX wasn't one that I saw much of. He was the only person I ever knew with an MSX. He was also probably the only person I knew with a Commodore Amiga. We were poor up north, if that made sense. We were richer for the fact that we had the Spectrum. That's what it was. We were richer for having the Spectrum. We didn't need any other computers. We didn't need any of these fancy, newfangled Commodores and Amstrads. That's what we didn't need them. We just needed Spectrums. I mean, to be fair, if because they opened up all those borders between our countryside areas and whatever else is. I mean, by now we'd have probably been on like the Spectrum. I don't know, 512K by now. We'd have been on that. Well, that's what we'd have been on by now if we were living up north. That's one of my favourite things about being a northerner. We get. There's some things you don't get and some things you do get. I quite like it. So. Oh, coffee is so good. Especially when you've got a bit of a dry throat from a little bit of coughing and sniffling. So, but anyway, yes, as well. So we got these from Mel. Thank you, Mel, as usual. I think this is the first one we've really kind of had to drop to this for. I think. I mean, there was a couple of episodes back that we did that. I mean, to be fair, Mel's absolutely packed out this season of what's on the tape. I know, and without a doubt, I'm just going through the. He sent me a bag of tapes. I mean, I love the bag of tapes thing, it's a bag of tapes. I think it did come in a box as well, didn't it, Mel? But it's like a bag of tapes that we've got that I've got that with it just says Mel on it. That's it, just Mel, So we've got a bag of tapes to go through that Mel's provided. Nice selection of odds and sods. And as I say, a lovely example of Wizard's Lair. Now, I'm pretty convinced that we've played Wizard's Lair before on the channel. In fact, I'm not just convinced, I know I will have done, because this is why Daryl has sent it to me, because he remembers things like this. I'm not that good. I can barely remember what happened last week. It's amazing I actually thought that we had to use a loader for a tape previously. It's amazing I even remembered that. But Yeah, he does remember things like this, and he sends them through. But he's collecting the Crash Smashers, and he's looking for the ones that are kind of. I think they were Crash Smashers, and some of them were may have never been released, or may have been, kind of missing in action. He's looking for some of those as well, I think. So I think he's struggling, and it's especially because it's the ones he's looking for are with the original cover art that probably appeared in Crash at the time as well. So he's looking for very specific things. It's very very niche what he's actually looking for. So I'm sure somebody who knows Spectrum games is like, oh, that's the one. I know which one that is. That's the Mario 64 $1.5 million version of it, but it ain't the $1.5 million version of it. It's just somebody wanting to collect something lovely that they remember from their childhood based on something else lovely they wanted from their childhood, and that's what it was. That's what it should be. I've already started down that road, haven't I? There we go. I went down the old nuts about game pricing. I tell you what, though, I did see when we're talking about game pricing, I can't remember the name of the channel, and I do apologise. Sometimes pops up on my channel. I'm not massively impressed by them, but they're okay. It's a couple of guys who talk about things. But they did bring up, and I did look it up as well. Did bring up a couple of things. Remember this Mario that went Mario 64, pristine condition. A 9.8, which is utter. I want to swear a lot when I say these words, but it's basically sealed and boxed in another box that tells you it's a 9.8. Complete rubbish. But another one sold recently. Same standard, same rank, same like 95 or whatever it is, the highest you can get. Because you can't get 100 apparently. You can't get 10 because just the fact that they existed and were born and they were sent to a shop means they can't be 10, which is utter pile of poo. There was another one sold recently, and it didn't achieve that $1.5 million mark, and it's exactly the same game. They're not even trying to say it's anything other than exactly the same game, and it didn't make that mark. It made I know I say only just, but it made $800,000, and in the same auction, a second copy was sold, and this was again ranked, got to the same level, and that sold for $250,000. Still, again, a lot of money, huge sums of money, but what happened there then? See, the speculation's already falling out of this. There must be tons of them. They sold 10 million copies of Mario 64. If only, say, 500 of them stayed like that. There's not 500. There's not 500 million pounds worth of whatever else it is in it. No, there is not. So already their cracks are forming, and all those people speculating on it and thinking it's clever or whatever else. It's not working. Right, okay. Yeah, Kung Fu. Let's get these keys. This is going to be interesting. Get them round here. So up left, Q. Up right, E. Down left, Z. Down right, C. Up. Left. Right. Down, hit. So basically I've got them wrapped around the S key, so they do that, because that's also how they did it on Ya Kung Fu. So number 1, and here we go. We're Po or something like that. Oh no, Oolong. Oolong, that's our name. And then we got to beat these guys up. It's really good back in the day. I'm quite a fan of this. Oh yeah, got him. There's lots of moves, obviously, wrapped around this thing. I quite like this. I do like this. I think I played it on one of my another channel. Yeah, got kicked in the face. I played it on another part of my channel, and I did quite well. I got to quite far through the game. I think she's called Star, because she throws stars. There's different levels and different stages. I quite like it. I actually think the Spectrum version is better because it's a larger playing field than the arcade. The arcade's not such quite a playing. So close to finishing it off there. So much sort of larger characters than the arcade. The arcade was quite small characters, if I remember rightly, from some experience, which I think whereas the Spectrum version plays quite well. It's another one of them games where I think the Spectrum version, excluding the MSX version, is possibly better than the arcade. Quick! Oh, I'm dying here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with that one. It's like Renegade. Renegade on the Spectrum is way better than the arcade version by a million miles. There's no better version than the Spectrum version. Yeah, I'll stick with that. Yes, got it. Yeah, I'll stick with that. It's much better. Renegade is, without a doubt, Renegade is far better than the arcade version. It's much more playable. Much more. The moves are better and the controls are simpler, which it makes it 100% better than the arcade version, without a doubt. Oh, got me. Oolong's got Nunchak got me because he's got nunchaks, which were banned, of course, in the 80s by the government. Are they still banned? I don't know if they're banned still. Blow for blow. If you do blow for blow and you manage to get the first one in, you can win almost every time. That's how it usually works. Stage 4. There we go. Pole. Oolong pole. That's what it is. That's it, one. Yeah, get that first hit in, you're good to go. There's like 14 stages as well, quite a lot. So we got club. Here we go. He's got me here, I think. Oh, got him! Final special move. Clapped his head with my hands or something similar. Oh, I did alright there. As I say, I like this. I do like this. I think it's really good. And the characters are fairly diverse. Okay, it looks a bit... I may be making it look a bit simplistic, but it's not. It's actually really good. Got it. That's fan down. Well, I wasn't feeling... I was feeling a bit... I'm not feeling particularly well, but I'm feeling a lot better for him. Enjoying a bit of Ya Kung Fu. Oh, got him. Swords down. I think you can change the mode of your weapon, actually. I've got punches at the moment, but I think you can change to kicks. You see it says punch in the middle of the screen. I think that can be changed to... I don't think it matters, though. I think the aim of the game is to win. And if we can win, we're winning. Ton fun. Stage 9. I'm doing so well. I'm absolutely flying through. Blues is effectively me, by the way. He is. Yeah, Blues is always tough because he's effectively you, so he can do the same moves that you can do. I think if I press space, I can swap to kicks. I think it's space. There, kicks, look. It's not helping me though, punches are much better. Yeah, swap back to punches, Punches are gonna get me through. Let's swap back to punches. No, we're on punches already, let's stay with that. Oh, he's hitting me good and proper. This guy's tough actually, he really is. He's a horrible character to play against because he's you effectively, and he kind of throws it all out there, so he gives you everything you've got back and then some. Highly recommend this game though. I don't think I've got the full thing. I think I've got the Hit Squad version of it. I don't think I've got the original cover. I must get the original cover because it's a classic. It is. It's spankingly good. A lot of fun. Really enjoyed that. Right, okay, let's move on though, because as I say, I've got a cold, so I'm gonna go through this not quickly, but we're gonna motor because yeah, I don't want to sit too long because I'll be dripping bogeys on the microphone, and we don't want bogeys on the microphone. Was it Bogies? Was there a cartoon or comic? Was there a Bogies character? I'm trying to think now. No, I'm thinking of Gilbert, aren't I? Was it Gilbert? Was Gilbert? He had Bogies, wasn't it? It was all Bogies he was on about. Oh, the other one I can think of is if you've ever seen the movie Revenge of the Nerds, of course, you've got the character Bugger. He was in that. Oh God, are we going to go for this? Are we? We're going to go the whole way and not load any. They did say these didn't sound the best. Oh, these aren't good. These don't sound good. Well, give it a try. Come on, little tape. That one. I think this one. The quality of this one, the tone on here is just too. I could hear it when I put it in. I could hear. I think with all the time and all the practice I've put in with these games, and loading them and whatever else, you can kind of tell from the sound whether or not how well you're going to do with some of them. And that one, just the tone was wrong when I put it in. So we'll find it on here. We'll find Crazy Cast. This is Titus, wasn't it, or Titus if you were immature and young like me. Yeah, Titus Games. Titus the Fox was another one, wasn't it? Crazy Cars. Titus version of it. Here we go. Okay, done. Push the play button. Yes, Crazy Cars. We all wanted this one, or I certainly did. If you saw the cover of it, you wanted it. It had a Lamborghini on it. I think it had a Ferrari on it, and then some other ones. And you wanted this game. This was the game you wanted. This was gonna be the Spectrum Outrun that we all wanted. This was the game that was gonna make us. Well, it was all our dream cars. It was all those ones that had those scantily clad 80s and 90s ladies wrapped across the front of them. Rolling down the front of a Lamborghini Countach or a Ferrari Testarossa. These were the cars in this one. Possibly with the exception of the Mercedes-Benz, because I don't think I never knew anybody who really wanted it, who was like back in the 80s and went, "Oh, look at that Mercedes-Benz, that's the car for me." No, it was this. Oh, and the GTO, of course, the Ferrari GTO, that one there with which had the little cuts along the side, so the holes where the air would be sucked in. I mean, these cars were designed. I mean, they were beautiful, but these were 80s and 90s cars. These cars weren't like the hyper cars that we get nowadays and the sort of the sports cars that we get nowadays. No, these things were designed to kill. Quite literally, these were possibly in most cases. I think that GTO was just over 200 miles per hour. The Lamborghini Countach was 168. The Testarossa I think was 189. And these cars were they didn't have the sophistication of brakes that we have nowadays. They have the sophistication of other things. And quite literally, I think you would get out of that and you'd be frightened, if that makes sense. Every time you got out of it, if you ever chucked it round in any kind of speed, I think it would be a terrifying vehicle at speed. So, but still, we wanted them. We wanted one of these. We wanted a GTO. I didn't want a GTO. I was going to go for it. I was going Lamborghini Countach. I mean, if you're what were you? Were you a Lamborghini Countach? What was the car? You were in the 80s. You were in the end of the 80s, maybe early 90s. Or a poster on the wall of a car, because I know everybody had one. We all had posters on the wall. I had a poster on the wall of a bright, brilliant white Lamborghini Countach. What was on your wall? I want to know what car was on your wall. And if you say it was a Mercedes-Benz, you can get out right now. No, I'm only kidding. I mean, but I can't imagine anybody actually. I can't remember what they were like back then. I always thought that they weren't quite this kind of level of vehicle. Those names, Lambo and Ferrari, those Lamborghini and Ferrari, those were the names that were ringing sort of in our heads. I mean, I suppose you get Aston Martin in there as well. Possibly. I mean, I'm not a big car person, but there's names but those were the ones that rang true for me. And I did of course have the things as a kid that you have, that your parents buy you, for Christmas you get a book of cars, a book of sort of, the Boots book of cars with the things in it. And I don't know where that went through. I suspect I lost it some many years ago, but it was a lovely book. I remember enjoying that book and looking, because it had the specs of the cars and then just glorious pictures of the vehicles themselves. They were amazing. It's just a shame we didn't have the scantily clad ladies to go over the top of it. It could have been a whole different book then. But either way, there were some lovely vehicles in there. I don't know about you as a kid, but I had obviously posters on my wall, and my daughter's got posters on her wall. Hers are at the moment anime. She did have Doctor Who on a wall for a while, so good on her. But we had some Doctor Who stuff, and sort of now we've got anime. But when I was a kid, for me it was. They used to cut out the adverts out of Crash Magazine and Your Sinclair and Sinclair User and anything else that was computer related, and I used to cut them out because they were really good. They looked really nice. They did the full page adverts. I used to cut those full page adverts out, and I had them all over the wall, just every one, and then I'd rotate them every so often, with a new one out of a magazine. So whenever I got the magazine, I cut them out, put them on the wall. But yeah, in the centre of my wall was this Lamborghini Countach. That was the. I don't know where. I mean, I think is you probably could pick one up quite cheaply nowadays. I suspect because they could probably, not seen as the best. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's seen as the best. One whatever else is. And this is before. I've just realised the date on that. 1988. That's actually before. Oh no, it's not. It's after. It's 86, isn't it? For Outrun. I was going to say it's before Outrun, but it's not. It's after Outrun. So, but you start on level 1 with a Lamborghini Countach. I mean, it's so unique. Look at the back of that thing. Look at the spoiler on that thing. It's just, it's gorgeous, isn't it? It's gorgeous. It's got all them 4 pipes of excitement in the back. I'm having a coffee drink, by the way, before we move on. That is a machine, isn't it? Right, press fire. I think, what's the move left and right? There we go, left and right. Let's pause. Where's my speed? There we go. That's it. And then we're whizzing along the road in our Lamborghini. Do you know the way they've done it though? Mapped it on the screen there. They could have very fairly actually made it colour. They could have colourised the elements of it because it's so fat on the screen, isn't it? It's a really fat looking sprite that they could have done that. And I've just crashed into that, and that doesn't have to wallop you and send you back again. It's just time to finish the stages though. You don't have to beat any particular person. It's just there in the way. And you do little jumps as you go along. We thought this was pretty cool. I actually remember thinking this was quite cool. And of course, then you had Crazy Cars 2. Was that the one where you drove, where you could choose directions? I can't remember. Yeah, we used to like Crazy Cars 2. There we go. The second stage. No real warning other than the top of the screen. It's not graphically. It looks lovely, and that's what we've been sold on. We've been sold on the fact that somebody made a really nice sprite at the back of there. Gameplay-wise, the speed is given to us by the fact that we've got speed on the top of the screen, which we don't look at. The fact that there's little bars running along the edge of the screen, which basically move along, they give us the sense of speed as they move towards us. And this Lamborghini can do 200 miles per hour. It's a completely different Lamborghini. And I think every 10 stages it changes the car. I think that's the thing there. Time soon. Yeah, here we go. Time soon. There we go. Another stage. No warning about where it's coming from. No nothing. Just done. Oh. Lamborghini, come on. Oh, do you know it was better not to crash into it and just chase it than it was to crash into it? Annoying. It's not the most exciting of games. I'll be brutally honest with you. Playing it back later, you go, yeah, Crazy Cars 2 and 3 were better. It was Lotus Esprit for me. What about you? Lotus Esprit on the Commodore Amiga was a flipping brilliant game. Loved Lotus Esprit. Play that with friends for hours, just literally for hours, just racing the races. There was I seem to have hours of spare time. You do when you're a kid, don't you? Oh look, we're at stage 4 now. Hours of spare time as a kid, and so little traffic. I've literally only passed one vehicle. Here's another one. I've gone past him. There's a Porsche. Maybe it's every 5 stages. I won't be somewhere 5 stages. Oh, look, Porsches. We're jumping the Porsche. Oh, blooming heck! You naughty cars. That wasn't nice of them. They all ran underneath me. Because that's like what normally happens with sports cars. Spot the sarcasm there. Did you see it? Oh, God. Come on then, Lamborghini. Don't touch me. If you touch the Lamborghini, you've stuffed. It's rubbish, that. Come on, we must get through this stage, because I want... do I get another car? Time soon. Yeah, thanks. Great news. There we go. Not got much time left on level 5. There he is, coming. Just don't touch him. He's just totally ridiculous with the impacts of those things. Oh, jumped in the wrong time. We're gonna lose shortly. As much as it's not the best of games in the world, I still quite like it. You know, I mean, you're driving a Lamborghini, for God's sake, and it was better looking Lamborghini than you got in Outrun. That's for damn sure. I always like the test drive the Duel as well on the Spectrum, and I know that's kind of not particularly brilliant, where you have to choose either the Ferrari or the Porsche, and they had to race each other to checkpoints, and it drove terribly, it played terribly, it looked not the best, but because you were driving Porsches and Lamborghinis, it was Porsches and Ferraris, it was good. Didn't matter to us back in the day. It did not matter to us. We were kids. We loved it. Imagination was king. You know? I mean, I could be a getaway driver in this right now. That would probably be one of the scenarios. Getaway driver. We've got the jewels in the back or something similar. We probably wouldn't have them in the back because there's no back in it. But if they had a back, there would be the jewels in the back. But yeah. Am I going to make it to the next stage? Game over soon. Time soon. Stage 7. I've made it. Utterly amazing. I'm going to definitely run out of time this time round because there's no way I'm going to get past enough cars here to keep it going. No, and then that happens, and then you get mounted by the other cars that came from behind you, like that, and get thrown all over. It's going to go really wrong now. I don't know why I said mounted. Well, I suppose they do sort of mount you. They go underneath you, don't they? Maybe I mount them, one of the two. Sorry, brain's a bit befuzzled. It's what happens when you've got a cold. God, colds are rubbish, aren't they? This time of the year is rubbish for colds when they start appearing. Game over. It's saying game over before I even get there. You're going to game me over before we even get to the sign. That's it. Game over for sure. What a score, though. Is that 18 million? 18,998,86... 1,000. I've turned into what she called that politician who couldn't do the numbers on the TV. But I'm not trying to do the numbers. I'm not even trying to work it out. Anyway, come on, let's go on. Let's see what else is on here. So this could be this could be. It looks from what it is. It looks like it's been peeled off. I think this might be a cover tape. It does say Deviants on it, so I'm interested to see whether it is Deviants or not. I might go with a tape loader because Deviants was a 128k game, if I remember rightly, on the Spectrum, I think. Sorry about the cough. I keep turning away, by the way, when I do that, just to make sure you don't all get deafened by me coughing down the microphone. Hey, Deviants. Colin Swinburne from Rememory. It's a very akin to Dan Dare, which I seem to love Dan Dare, and I hadn't realised I loved Dan Dare as much as I love Dan Dare. I didn't realise I loved Dan Dare as much as I actually love Dan Dare. It's a really competent little game, and it does actually play extremely well. Especially the first one, and I can't remember the second one. The second one turned up occasionally. I think it has. It should really be in my collection, shouldn't it? I bet you haven't. I've already got the Ricochet re-releases, but I don't think I've got the original ones. So I must keep an eye out for those. Hopefully nobody... Oh, Deviants. Players and Sinclair user present deviants. Copyright players. While you wait to play one of the sub-games from Joe Blade 2, Sinclair user, press any key when the correct icon appears to... Alright, so there's actually a game going on at the bottom, look. So I've got to wait for an eye to appear. There, that's the eye. Need a 2. There's a 2. Oh no, it's not a 2, that's a 2. That one. A, I. That must be a 2, that funny one. That's not 2. As an in-game thing. This is... Colin did these. I remember this. What's a 2 then? Sequence. 1, 2, 4. 1. Okay. That's 2. That's a 2. That's definitely a 2, right? 2. 3 is going to be 3 dots. 3. And the 4 is definitely going to be the one that looks like a 4. Alright. No, I failed. Damn. Oh, interesting. Oh, you bum. I passed once. I got it right, look. Look, I got it right once. See, it says passed once, so I got it right. So, 1, 2, that's 3. Oh, I got it wrong again. Anyway, it's an aside. They used to... Joe Play 2 had a sub-game like this, so you could play... I think it was Pac-Man as it loaded. This would have been at about the time... This is way before the Namco, you see. Funny story. Namco copyrighted the idea, or patented the idea of sub-loading games while your game's loaded. And I don't know whether or not Colin here, the creator of this, beat them to it, but they managed to copyright it. That's why there are still to this day, no loading games while you're playing games as such. You have like sequences where you can move around, where you can sort of do bits and pieces, spin objects around, but there are no physical games because Namco managed to do it, and they put things like Galaxian and Galaga and things like that. Was it Galaxian or Galaga? One of the two of those onto their games on the PlayStation 1, and as a result, nobody else was allowed to do it anymore, and nobody else has done it since, which is really kind of sad, if you ask me, because especially with something like a Spectrum game or something similar. Well, it didn't matter the Spectrum games because obviously they did do it, but some of the more modern games, which then took a little while to load, you could have been given a sub game or something similar to load to play while you did it, and they didn't. So yeah, quite sad, really. Loading last bit, please wait. I do like these interactive ones. They're clever, aren't they? Oh, that was good. That was the last of the coffee, though. I'm going to regret that. Deviants. Let's press R to redefine the keys. So, as I say, left, right, up, down, space. Right. S to start. So basically, it's a millennia back. After a millennia, they're back. Long-range attacks on the colony world of Cross, whatever it is called, traced back to the Deviants asteroid. You're a Star Warrior sent to intercept the asteroid and plant 30 explosives. Mission's gone badly. Everybody's dead bar you. That's basically the general gist of it all. It's up to you to activate the explosives, which is using that 1, 2, 3, 4 that to demonstrate how to do in the loading screen. That's very handy, actually. Using keys 1 to 6, you can open all 6 valves. Right, okay. Colin loved these sort of puzzle games. I absolutely hated them because they were in Joe Blade as well. It drove me round the twist. Absolutely round the twist. And I say, Colin loved them. I hated them. And I do love, though, because he's dealt with the backgrounds. it's all the backgrounds are foreground. Are you with me? So instead of what would normally be background, foreground, that means you don't colour clash. And the creatures look, the animation on the creatures is really good. Look at the way they walk; they're really nice. Lovely frames of animation on that. Very sexy. I'm not sure that's the right word for this, but anyway, it is. They kind of remind me of something from the Time Machine, H.G. Wells' Time Machine. Morlocks, is it? There's some ammunition. Let's go up here. Right. Yeah, I know. There's a bomb. And we have to do these activator valves. 2, 3, 4. And if you don't do it within a certain length of time, Colin blows you up as usual. There we go, got one. Wow, God, that was quite a surprise to me. One-armed bomb. Marvellous. Yeah, you got to push them in certain orders to make them activate, and then it activates the lot. Graphically, though, this is really sound, and it was a budget title back in the day. So, and obviously given away free with your Sinclair user. But yeah, it's one of those games that I do recommend this one, because as I say, I'm sure it's Colin who built this one. Sorry about the cough. But it just looks and plays really nicely. It's a really pretty looking game. That should have killed me realistically, but it's got. You can see where I come from when I'm saying it's got that kind of Dan Dare feel. These guys just march around; they don't really hunt you down. In Dan Dare, they're a little bit more aggressive, but they're not that bad, if that makes sense. It's good. There's another bomb. Okay, let's see if we can do this one as well. 1, 6, 5, 3, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 2. Ah, come on. There's a sequence to these things. Game over. There you go. I knew it was a mission terminated. So yeah, I do recommend that one, just because it's so. It looks good. It does play quite well. It takes a little bit of patience to get through levels instead of just doing what I do, is throw myself through it. But quite like that. I quite like that. So it looks like we've got a Sinclair user tape here, actually. So what we'll do is we'll push the tape player again, and we'll see what else is on here. Not sure there's going to be a lot. Oh, there's something. Poke loader. Can never beat a bit of poke loader. These used to be, they depended on the tape and the age of them. Some of these were technical demos for what the guys could do, and some of them were just very basic, sort of graphically, and push a button and do that. We had one, I think, last week, and it was just basically, I think I even skipped through it. I was talking about something else, and we sort of skipped through it, and we kind of did it, but yeah, there used to be, some of them were graphical demos for the guys that were there, which I kind of appreciated the effort that went into that kind of thing. Just load it. I'm not sure what pokes would have been around about that time, to be honest with you. I'm not sure when. I'm just looking behind me at my small players games when Deviants was released. I've got it there. I can see it. I don't know whether it was the Amstrad version I played. I think it was the Spectrum version I played on the channel. I probably got further than when I've just played it then than I did on when I did the other one. Yeah, so they got little bits at the bottom of the screen, where it's Adrian Singh's sort of saying things, courtesy of Sinclair user, enter the menu, what have you got, dark side, Popeye, there's even a Deviants one there, look. There's a poke for Deviants. Infinite ammo, infinite energy, and explosive devices activated automatically. That's a cool poke, actually, that came on the actual one that you're doing. What was Popeye's? Wouldn't Popeye be tough if he had infinite spinach? You got it. Yeah, and this one's more of a technical demo because look at the top of the screen. You've got the colours going through, striping through the things. This is more of a technical demo from Adrian Singh there. So I quite like that. I do like that. What's backwards and forwards? Oh, there's a few more. Ah, right. 19, alternate splat, hopping mad. Ah, very nice. Nice selection of pokes there. Let's see what else is on here. Let's see if there's anything else. I think this is probably it on this side. It's looking very, very clear and sort of, done. Yeah, that looks pretty. Oh, that is actually it finished. I've just looked. It's finished. Let's play this side and see what's on here. So this is the second side of it. It could be just the same thing again. Unlikely, because when they did the cassette tapes, didn't they, for the magazines, they tended to bundle them with quite a lot of stuff. It was always, somebody said that, I remember reading a comment some time ago, and it's probably not, and somebody said that when they started bundling, it was kind of the beginning of the end for the magazines. This is them, not, this is it. They weren't going to make it any further. The spectrum was kind of dying at that point. The magazines were getting thinner, the cover tapes getting, more and more robust with what's on it. I don't see it that way. I quite like I quite like the tapes. If I'm absolutely honest, I quite like that they filled them up with goodies and whatever else. And I didn't see it as the beginning of the end. I just saw it as that it was a transition from probably just the written print that was there to, wow, we could do a tape. That transition there, something that somebody else wasn't doing. I don't know if they actually increased the cost as a result. I think they did. I think the magazine costs went up as a result, which was quite reasonable for what you were getting. You were getting quite often getting something that was very, very good. Don't know. Just a personal feeling on the whole thing. Sinclair User presents a playable demo of Typhoon from Ocean. Ah, right. Typhoon. I saw this the other day. This is an arcade game that's been converted by Ocean, and I keep forgetting that it's actually such a good arcade game. Assuming it's the one I'm thinking of, which is sort of a plain sort of shoot 'em up that's actually quite good. But I think what puts people off, when people don't realise when they see Typhoon, that it's actually, they think it's a flight sim, and although we loved our Spectrums, we also knew that there was some serious limitations in the hardware. A flight sim was almost impossible. We still played them, but they were almost impossible, And then if Sinclair User put a flight sim on there and everything, but Typhoon wasn't a flight sim. But unless you spent some time actually digging and looking at it, you probably wouldn't realise that was the case. I certainly didn't, this one should really be in my collection because I have played it. I think I've played the arcade version of it as well, and it's actually very, very good. So it's worth your time in sort of doing that, especially if you like shoot 'em ups. And I do like shoot 'em ups. I'm a bit of a fan of shoot 'em ups. I always say a lot of things repeatedly, but sooner or later somebody might listen. I do like a shoot 'em up, and I do think they're quite good. What was I playing recently that was a shoot 'em up? Oh, it was quite literally the arcade challenge this week. That's Ninja Commando was a shoot 'em up from Alpha, who were responsible for, I think it was a Viewpoint as well. Viewpoint's a cracking shooter, really good shooter. I like shoot 'em ups. They're good. There's something about them. They're a very purist type of arcade thing. Anybody can play a shoot 'em up. But becoming good at them is a totally different thing. So anybody can play shoot 'em up. You put your coins in the machine. That's your fire button. That's usually your smart bomb of some sort. Now make it through the waves of endless sort of creatures that fly at you. I know it's ridiculous, but that's literally it, isn't it? That's what a shoot 'em up is. The waves of whatever else. There are other strategies and other things that people bring into them. Coloured coins and buttons that change this. And one of the one that's I don't want to say it, Ishimura, because that's the name of the blooming thing. But there are. That's proper crash, doesn't it? That started the music, then proper crashed. Awesome. Carry on. Anyway, Oh, it's one where you basically your ship can change between black and white, and when you're black, the black bullets can't hit you, but you can shoot the white stuff, and the white bullets can't hit you when you're a white thing. So white bullets hurt you when you're the black ship. Icky, very expensive one. Oh, it's music. There's music on here. We have music. Let's move some things out of the way so we can have some music. So I can get another copyright what's it so I can't play anything on it. Let's do this. I used to do this. They used to put the arcade music on things so you could hear it. Oh. Oh. Oh, was that it? Oh, that was it. That was very, very weird. Yeah, okay. That seemed like it was overwritten, maybe. It was very wrong. Not right. Not what it should have been. Very confusing. I'm confused now. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much to confuse me. Oh. There's nothing else on the tape. Oh. Just trying to see if there's anything else here. Very weird. Huh. No, that's it. That's that one finished. Okay, let's. Do you know what? I so want to see Typhoon. I'm gonna see if I can find it on PlayZX, and we'll see if we can have a go. Because as I say, I kind of bigged it up there, didn't I? And then it didn't blooming load. So we'll do that, and then we've got Wizard's Lair to finish on. So let's try and Typhoon. This will be the full version. Typhoon. There we go. Wow. Oh god, it's massive. There'll be multi levels in this. It'll be a multi-loader, unfortunately. We'll go with the multi-loader and pause it when it gets to the next bit. And we'll see what happens. 48K version. Yeah, fine, whatever. Should have done the 128K, but it's 11 minutes long to load, so I don't fancy that really. It's quite a long load, that one. However, there are some games. The games that really did that well. Target Renegade comes to mind. When you load Target Renegade, you get music. On this is the 128K. You get music, and you get all the levels by default. It's flipping brilliant, that. That is really brilliant. I mean, I had to rewind, because I had a 48K Spectrum. I had to rewind the levels, every time to play level 1 again and whatever else. And it didn't take long to load, but I had to rewind the levels. Whereas those 128K users had the whole thing. This might not be the right one. Oh, it is. Yes, it is. No, it isn't. Oh, I have no idea. It says Typhoon. It says Ocean. This must be it. We'll see what happens when it loads. Typhoon, not Typhoo, like in the T. Typhoo-tea! Whatever happened to Monkey? It's probably on the doll heap now, isn't he? There's Monkey. Remember Monkey? He played with Johnny Vegas. Monkey and Johnny Vegas did a lot of adverts together back in the day. It was yeah. Monkey was obviously clearly the star, not Johnny Vegas. There was nothing to do with Johnny Vegas. Monkey's success came clearly from that. Yeah, Johnny Vegas and Monkey. I don't know what. Do you know something? And Monkey was so well spoken as well. I remember Monkey being very well spoken. Do you remember Monkey being well spoken? My missus had one. She had. They gave them away in packs of sort of tea with it, and then they gave them with a monkey attached to it. Well, you paid extra obviously for the blooming monkey. But she had one because she liked the monkey. She thought monkey was cool. I noticed they didn't stuff a Johnny Vegas in each one of them. They'd probably have to give away the tea at that point, wouldn't they? I like Johnny Vegas. Don't get me wrong. Last I heard, he was doing something with glamping. Was that the thing that was some TV show with glamping or something similar? Likes that thing. Well, I don't know what glamping is really. I'm too out of the loop with this thing. Something to do with camping, but sort of, I don't know. Is it glamorous or something? Glamorous camping? I don't know. No idea. This is a long load. It's actually not the prettiest of loads I've ever seen either, as well, from Ocean. No, I kind of expected something more. It was just me. Jonathan Dunn, Alison Jaffai, Steve Lamb. Those are our programmers and graphic artists and music and effects. Gotta get ready to pause here. This must be our level node now. I'm open. 1988 this, apparently. Big blooming game. Come on, load. I'm quite looking forward to showing you this. If it is the game I'm thinking it is. This is where it turns out not to be. It turns out to be a really bad flight simulator that it's just totally unplayable. I mean, there's those games, isn't there? There's like Spitfire 40, and that's like where you fly a Spitfire around, and there's just like a screen full of controls, and then you can move up and look your head over the dash of the screen, which is perfectly reasonable because it's a plane at the end of the day. But my God, lots of stuff. Come on. I can't believe this hasn't loaded yet. Is this going to do something weird? Where we have the episodes where it just kind of rolls and rolls and rolls and doesn't bloody load. Sorry for snorting there. I'm starting to get a bit snotty. I'm feeling very pensive now with this. Clench, unclench. No. Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. There's no. The problem is the only thing you got on PlayZX when you're doing it is the timer thing as it kind of loads up. So all I can see is the time that we're at 5 minutes. I would have thought by now we'd have had at least a load of something, and we haven't. It kind of concerns me. Yeah, rewind and load the error block. Right, okay. Forget you then. That's the answer to that question is forget you. We're moving on. We're going to Wizard's Lair. I can't remember what Typhoon's about. I'm not even going to try and load it anymore. Not after that little incident there. That's what's called Sod's Law, isn't it? That's Sod's Law. Right, Bubble Bus and Wizard's Lair. Here we go. This is, if I remember rightly, this is the sort of Attic Attack style clone. As I say, I can't remember what I ate for breakfast, let alone anything else. However, I know for a fact I had no breakfast today, so this has turned up in many a video. It's Crash Smash, of course. So I wouldn't expect anything less from Daryl than Crash Smash. It's a Crash Smash. We're trapped in an underground cave. Pothole Pete stumbles up across the Wizard's Lair, a massive subterranean network interconnecting caverns and rooms. His only chance of escape is to find 4 pieces of the Golden Lion. Oh, God. It's exciting, Lord, isn't it? Ooh. I'll tell you what, I might have to put an epilepsy warning on this one. Wow. That's a proper loader. Background going to appear shortly? Wow. Blooming awesome, Stephen Crow. We've talked about this guy before. He's appeared on multiple games, hasn't he? He's quite a proficient programmer. I think is the answer to that. What do he does now? Anybody know what he does now? What does he do now? What does Stephen Crow do now? Good question. So what was on your wall as a kid? I know what Dave plays Retro plays Badly Birdsall had on his wall. It's dizzy, wasn't it? Over the front of Mercedes-Benz. That's what it was, draped across it. Yeah, I know what you like. I've heard rumours. Anyway, let's leave Dave alone. Have you been over to his channel? It's a good channel. He's not been on it much recently, but it's still a good channel. Still worth watching because most of the time he's drunk. I mean, so it's got to be good. Anyway, what we got? Play in the rooms. We've got rooms, tunnels, whatever else is. We've got knights, executioners, throwing weapons, poles, and other things. What's the controls? Does it tell me? Or can I define them? I think you can define them. Just don't use space for anything. That's the main thing. Right. That's some loader, by the way, Daryl. I didn't even realise. I think the last versions of it never that fancy a loader. I think they were like remakes that maybe I had. I think it's probably appeared before. You saw it at the beginning. There's a wizard at the front of it with a sort of it says Crash Smash in one corner of it. There's a wizard sort of like lightning shooting out the top of it. Sort of Gandalf the Grey kind of thing as well, because he's all grey, isn't he? Rather than being Gandalf. What was Gandalf before he was grey? I can't remember. Was he Gandalf the not so grey? The Gandalf before he washed his cloak, or something similar. I was talking to my daughter about him actually, because she's doing media now. I was talking to her about not about Gandalf obviously, but about Peter Jackson, the director, Peter Jackson. And I remember the story of Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson's first movie, or first sort of a recognised big movie, was Bad Taste, if you remember Bad Taste, which is a horror movie, which I'm sure he created with his friends in using a national monument in New Zealand over the space of the course of a sort of about 10 years. And then he released his movie to critical acclaim, which is basically his friends doing this movie. And to be fair, to this day, it's a pretty grotesque, nasty piece of work, which is great because that's exactly what Peter Jackson is. You know, that's that gritty feeling that he likes about things. And then of course he did Brain Dead, which he moved on to after that, which is kind of I think his first commercial piece that he was down for. That wasn't some sponsored or created by himself. And to be fair, Brain Dead it's another gritty, horrible, nasty horror movie. I wonder if you ever decide, oh gosh, it's going all colourful now. It's getting excited. It's doing all the colours. Can't cope. Anyway, but did he move? Well, I don't know what else he did in between, but he definitely did those, didn't he? Did he do the Hobbit ones as well? Was that him? I think it was, wasn't it? There we go. We got QA, OP, and M. That works for me. Get on. Get in there, Wizard Slayer, Stephen Crow. Thank you so much for this, my friend Daryl. I can't. My brain's a bit fuzzled. And I can't think when I'm trying to push keys on the keyboard at the same time. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. There we go. So there's our. That's right. There we got something. Got a key for opening doors. There's a door. I don't know what that does for me, but it looks good. Ah, cool. It's a cracking looking game, isn't it? It does play really well. It's proper good. I've got to be careful with my firepower. I've just realised my weapon's going down really quickly. I think that's one of my key things. No, it's not. Oh, energy's gone. I'm dead. I'm gonna respawn. Oh, damn! There's the water pools here. Gotta be careful, though, because as I say, I'm really short of energy. Look at the fireplaces. The graphics are really, really nice. It's really playable as well. It's responsive. It looks the business. I don't know what that was. I got some gold. I've run out of firepower though, which isn't gonna help. Right, died. Oh god, there's like a Grim Reaper there. You've had it once these comes through. Some more gold. And bad news, I've run out of weaponry. I didn't look very hard. Oh, I found a bit of the Golden Lion. I wondered. I've got to find all 4 parts of that Golden Lion to get out of there. Legends. There we go. The demon is a legend. He's in there. We're having another go. We'll definitely have another go before we call it a day with this week's episode. No gold to cast the spell. I need some gold to cast the spell. There we go. There's some gold, I think. Key needs a door, needs a key. Some energy. Key. There's some gold. I'm going to try and go back and cast a spell. I think it's in here. Nope, it's not in here. Is it down here? Ah, there we go. Oh, spell's gone. That was the right room, though. I went back to the right room and the spell's gone. It's obviously randomised what appears in each room each time. Ah, gold. More gold. Ah, can do springs. What do I want? Turn all your gold into 35 more weapons, more keys, rings, or diamonds. 3. I don't know what that does for me, but I've turned it into diamonds. I did read the instructions. I just didn't concentrate on them. I did read the instructions. Didn't concentrate on them very much. I do like this. I think I'm. You'll have to forgive me when I originally called it the same as sort of Arc Attack. I think both of them are equally good games. If I'm honest. Yeah, equally good games. Health. That was good. Got my health. More health. Definitely mappable, I think. Unless the room's randomised. I think it's definitely a mappable game. Oh. I don't know if it's mappable for the finding. Oh, weapons! Yes. Oh. Oh, wardrobe goes up a level. Sweet. Oh, that's cool. I'm having a good go at this one. Some gold. Oh, I didn't know they were the fireplaces were actually things to walk through. That is cool. Look at this. Open up. Out of keys. You all spotted that and I didn't spot that. Out of keys. I didn't realise the fireplaces could be walked through though. Out of keys, out of keys, out of keys. Should have swapped everything for diamonds. Can't go through that, needs a key. There's some subtle differences here between it and that looks like a good door to go through. Subtle differences between it and Attic Attack. Apologies for the sniffing. Oh, scroll. Scroll time. Keys, keys, keys. Number 1. We're having a damn good go at this one this time round. Well, we got keys anyway, so we can open doors again. Most importantly, we can open doors again. I don't know what they do. I think it makes me go faster. Yes. Oh no, the red things make me go faster. I've got like swift feet or something similar now. There's a door. That's a door I definitely want to go in. I don't know why I wanted to go in that definitely. Oh. That's a door I didn't want to go in definitely. Oh. Cold's starting to get the better of me right now. Been sitting for a while doing this. Oh, trapdoor to fall down. There we go, classic. Yeah, it's really good, isn't it? Some gold over there. Oh, thank you, Daryl. It's been excellent, this, mate. Treasure that. I already put it up actually on the on my shelves as sort of like a little. I turned some of them forwards, you know, so I've got like ones that I'm presenting sort of to people. This is already sitting on the shelves presenting. Well, it isn't right now, but it was on the shelf presenting to people. Oh, it's excellent. It's cost me a load of keys. That there we go, dead unfortunately. Oh, I did much better though. Didn't find any lion, but I did explore 18% that time round. Time taken 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Collected objects 38. Excellent. I'm put my name in because I'm a legend. There we go. I'm a cave legend. That's me. Anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic Demon. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. And next week I can guarantee you I'm not sicky next week. I'll see you soon. Bye bye now.